Oh, well, eye drops. You might say we have them, you might say we don't. But we do have the ingredients. If you take the ingredients to the doctor at the Lake Laboratory, he can make the drops for you. But you need to deliver them fresh. Can you make it before they spoil? Sure. So, use prescription and receive an eyeball frog. Be quick and deliver it to Lake Hylia while it's cold. So right now, you're gonna have to, right now there's a timer, and although we do have the warp, you know what? Why not? Let's use it. Hey, my cheek hurts. Serenade of water. Let's go to Lake Hylia. And the moment we spawn Lake Hylia, 1 second left, and oh no, time's up. You have to do the entire delivery all over again. Okay, let's try this again. Now, this next part of the quest is also timed. So you're gonna need to center Epona, and then of course go inside. Now, while we still have time, I'm gonna go ahead and do another thing. So we're gonna grab first and foremost, let me equip my actual sword, and we're gonna go ahead and go underwater and hit this crate, which of course would reveal a gold skulltula. These things can breathe underwater too. Darn. Then you pause again, then re-equip Kokiri boots. And yes, I'm putting this on quotes because you're gonna have to keep that in mind later on. It's also replacing a different timer temporarily, but I think it also pauses the current timer. Hello there, son. I am researching the process of making medicine by mixing Lake Hylia's water with various unusual compounds. Perhaps you met an old lady from the potion shop. She is like a student of mine. Ho ho ho. Well, here's some work I want you to have. Oh, wow. I haven't seen an eyeball frog like this since Zora's domain froze over. Those eyeballs are so delicious tonight. I will cook them fried eyeballs for the first time in a long time. Oh, such great stuff. Please say thank you to King Zora. What? Oh, these are for making the Goron eye drops. How disappointing. You should have said so in the first place. So now he's gonna make the eye drops. Here it is. This medicine doesn't have any preservatives in it, so it won't last long at this temperature. Run as fast as you can, and you can run as fast as you can to Death Mountain. You're young, you can do it. So you traded the eyeball frog with the world's finest eye drops. Hurry to take them to Big Goron before they go bad. So you have 4 minutes this time to make your way from Lake Hylia to, of course, the top of Death Mountain. So let's hustle up. And we can't warp, as always. You can't warp. Alright, I'm gonna slow down in here for a second. I want to point this out. So, make sure you do plant a bean soil right here. it will basically make it a lot easier for you to make it all the way up. It's highly recommendable that you do so. Otherwise, you'll probably make it in underneath like only just like a few seconds. And if you already taken care of a fire temple, then rocks won't fall on your head, and it'll make this a lot easier for you too. Here you go. Really? You brought the eye drops? I'm so relieved. I'm going to use them right now. Makes a really loud drop noise. Wow! This is really simulating. It's working great! Now I can get back to my blade business. My work is not very consistent, so I'll give this to you so you won't forget. After a few days, please return. Wait just patiently. So, you got the big Goron sword claim check. You can't wait for your sword to be completed. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and wait for 3 days. I might as well just stand still. I could just speed up the process, but you know what? Let's just be real-life players, and let's just wait out the time. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and be right back. I really hope you guys look forward to this intermission, and yeah, I'll be right back. I'm back. I think time is right at the essence. The sword is my finest work. You handed the claim check and got the big Goron sword. This blade was forged by a master smith and won't break. Yeah, 3 days later, we got ourselves a upgrade to, basically the broken Goron's knife that we had a while back. So now, this sword does twice as much damage than your master sword, and it also, you can't use your shield at the same time, and unlike the last sword, it doesn't break. Thank the Lord! That being said, let's go ahead and finally tackle our next dungeon. So, we're gonna play the Serenade of Water. To Lake Hylia. So anyways, so in order to get to our next dungeon, we need to make our way this way. Drop down here. Of course, we're gonna need to equip our iron boots, as well as the Zora tunic, because without the Zora tunic, we won't be able to breathe underwater easily, because this is gonna be probably exhilarating. So let's go inside, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, like, by far the most horrifying dungeon of your entire lives. This is gonna be the Water Temple. Now, the Water Temple, as you all know, is not a very good temple. A lot of people hated this temple, me included. Especially the enemy placement, I'll say that. It's not very good. But, the Water Temple did eventually grow on me, but, I think it still sucks, but, yeah, you'll start to see the issue, a few issues, and we're gonna explain them along the way, but this water temple is definitely gonna be the most absolute boring, yet also worst dungeons of the entire game. And as you can clearly see here, I am constantly pausing the game and then switching the boots off, because like the iron boots are so essential to this water temple. And here's the thing: why did they not map the iron boots or certain other power-ups whatsoever to a certain icon and everything else? Because here's another thing that not only Zelda 3D got right, and also the Zelda randomizers gotten right, because you know I'm more of a randomizer fanatic and everything else. But the problem with this dungeon is a few things. You have to constantly pause the game to push the iron boots so you can swim underwater. Why can't Link swim? I have no idea. I mean, the golden scale, which is the highest level scale in the entire game, is not going to save you from this torment nightmare. So you're better off just trying to figure out how to work your way around this. Because boy oh boy, it's going to get crazy. Expect a lot of memes coming from this dungeon, of course. Oh! Hello! Oh, you. If I'm right, Link? You're Link, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé, Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. I never forget the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You're a terrible man to have kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you're already seen it. Zora's domain totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father, the other Zoras, are not yet. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. Link, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in this temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places that you can change the water level. I'll lead you the way. Follow me, quickly. Okay, so right now we have our fiancé Ruto gonna be helping us with this dungeon. We need to activate some levers that'll help us throughout the entire dungeon. And as you clearly see here, pause, switch boots, and then ascend. As you can clearly see, there's gonna be a humongous issue. I'm gonna try my best to edit out a lot of these pause screens, so that way you'll seamlessly see me just randomly equip the boots. But I can't promise that entirely. But anyway, so right here's the lever. You have to play Zelda's Lullaby in order to lower the water level. Once you do that, now the water level will go all the way down to the bottom. But do not jump down yet. We're gonna enter this door next. This is where we face off against a lot of these rock enemies. And these rock enemies are really weird. If you hit them when they are gesturing into a rock formation, it won't count. You have to wait for them to go to entire rock mode in order for it to count. But once that's done, you can go ahead and open up this treasure chest, which will contain the dungeon map. Okay, so now we have the dungeon map. Things will be somewhat easier, but not easy enough. Now here's something I would totally recommend you should do. You should definitely make sure to leave Theor's Wind right up here, so just in case, like, if you screw up somehow, you're gonna need to be quickly reminded to go back to this room. This is the main room you want to be coming back to a lot, and if you screw something up, you might as well warp back up here, because it'll be less tedious, especially later on. Okay, let's go ahead and grab our bow and arrow. And we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and light up these torches. From each angle, of course. Like that. Then we meet up with these new enemies, we're called, like, clam enemies. You can shoot with your bow, or you can use your sword. Because you can't use your shield at the same time, then you can't really block these easily. But, you take out the claws in this room, and then you open up this treasure chest, which will give you a small key for this dungeon, of course. So, now that the water level is completely dry, let's go ahead and locate around really quickly. Or scope around, if you'd like to call it this way. Let's go this way first. So, in this room, there is, of course, a barricade here. We're gonna have to blow it up with bombs. Then switch to the iron boots. I'm gonna try to edit it where it looks like it's very scenical, and instead of me pausing, but keep in mind, you're most likely time just pausing the game, just to, a lot, when doing this dungeon. I'm pausing here just to get the hook shot. Don't think it'll be, I don't know. There's a lot of pausing involved, I'll say that. Here you gotta do a jump attack or spin attack, one of the two. So that way you can aim your sword through the crystal and get yourself a free Skulltula. So now we got another Skulltula in our pocket. And we go underwater. Now, as I said, during the randomizer, there is always a D-pad button that you can push that will instantly enable and disable your boots. Pretty much saves a lot of pausing, doesn't it? And in Ocarina of Time 3D on the 3DS, instead of putting the boots as like equipment, they put them as items. So you no longer have to pause the game just to constantly switch your boots. All you gotta do is just tap the button, and there you go. You gotta jump across here. Do not get hit by the Tectite, of course. And then, we have to wander around in the spinning torpedo thingamajig, of course. Whoa. Then you gotta use your hook shot to, blast this open. Then you use your hook shot to aim for this. And then quickly ascend without getting knocked back. Otherwise, that'll be so bad. And there we go. We get, of course, get ourselves a little chest. I'm gonna try to dive, using the golden scale. If you get hit, then you resume back to normal swimming. Which is what I really need, so that way I can avoid, like, pausing too much. If you have the golden scale, then you can avoid pausing a few more times. I'm gonna try to use advantage of it, when I do the Master Quest dungeon. Or the Master Quest version of this dungeon. I think I actually gotta use the boots here, because I think, like... I can't just do that. Yeah, I'm gonna need to use the boots here. Music's probably, not sounding the best, because, like, the music still does, like, to move, like, during the actual game. Actually, we don't need to go down there yet. What we need to do next is we need to go ahead and go inside this pillar. We do that by climbing up on this block and unlocking this door.